your battery and the inverter down here based on location, because sizing wise with the diesel heater we couldn't make it work.
What size inverter is that, Ash?
So that's a 2000 watt inverter with a 4000 watt startup.
Wow.
So what we've done is we've wired it as well, so it's got basically, it's livened up the whole caravan, motorhome, as is that. So every power point bar the one that utilizes the 240 volt charger is now coming off the inverter.
Okay.
And this is wired so basically when you're freedom camping in off-grid, your inverter can power up all these power points, but when you plug into mains it bypasses and runs through the inverter and then does all your power points, so there's no, you're not drawing your batteries or anything like that.
Okay, cool. Excellent, that sounds exciting. So the charger, is that a what DC?
So you've got your, that's your AC, so that's your mains power. So you've got a 35 amp mains power charger. So that's when you're plugged in, obviously shore power.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting your charge from. Over here you've got your Projecta DC 50 charger. So this is your charge off your alternator as well as your solar.
Right.
And we've got a 60 amp circuit breaker just coming off that to protect the battery charging ones.
Okay, cool. So what happened with the solar panel?
So with the solar panel, what we've had to do is just put the one 200 watt with the original 180. That's basically just because the wiring that's pre-run through your roof is not quite heavy enough. Battery size, you've got a 200 amp hour lithium battery.
So lithium, we're basically going to get a lot more.
You're going to get 100% out of that. Basically.
Yeah.
You get all the amp hours out of it. Whereas, you know, your typical AGM, it was shut down at 40%. So
yeah.
you're only ever getting around 50 to 60% of your actual battery. And your original battery was very much on the way out. Like I left the unit inside just with the fridge on just to test it overnight.
It only lasts an hour or so, probably.
It was dead.
Yeah.
It's gone first thing in the morning, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely a vast improvement on what you've got there. What we've got is your controllers around here. We spoke to
Oh, excellent.
Action, and unfortunately to get into there would have taken us about 3 days of pulling panels apart.
That's right, to fit into the standard system. Nothing is as easy as you think,
No,
so hooking up to
never
all of
is.
that wasn't going to happen.
Never is. But
Right.
so all your switch controls are still through here, which is good. So you still, all your 12 volt
Everything
systems,
still operates through
which
there.
which is probably the better aspect of it, because it's nice and easy, straight switch.
Yeah.
Still got the DC monitor, but again, you don't really need to utilize that now. So what we've got down here is we've got your controller that's basically, or your battery monitor. So this is going directly to your battery, so it's giving us the battery percentage. So it's at 98%, 13.4 volts, and then we've got our draws. So that will either be a draw or our input. I was a bit concerned, obviously, with location-wise, how I'd get it so that it's not annoying you at night. But the good thing with this unit, it times out after 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So, so once you can press the button to activate it and manually go through what you're going at, and you can even isolate it as well. But yeah, that'll go into a sleep mode, which is perfect.
But really, it just does its own thing. It's only,
it's only
if we want to see if we've got a problem that we're
looking at. And the good thing
at.
of this is that it's got built-in Bluetooth as well. So you can Bluetooth to it and just check it on your phone if need be, if you're outside.
Cool.
This controller here is your inverter controller. So this is what we use to power up the inverter.
So we need to turn that on where we want to plug into any of the power points.
Yep. So with the inverter, like when you are plugged into mains power, you do have to have your inverter on to allow it to power up, to transfer through.
Yep.
But that's fine. You just turn it on and you leave it and let it be. There is a couple of options that you can go through. There's an eco mode, and then this other button here basically shows us what our consumption, what our wattage is, what we're kind of working with, how much you're drawing, so at least you know. So a prime example would be like, let's say I put the microwave on.
So we can use the microwave.
Yeah, the microwave goes.
That's something we never actually use, so even
we're
at
off
home.
grid. Yeah.
Wow.
And then what we can do is we can see how much of our consumption it's using, of what the inverter's capability is.
Oh, 59%.
Yep. And then away we go.
So if I look at my electric jug and toaster, if they're about 1,000 watts, we can use them.
You're fine, yeah. So
wow.
the good thing with that inverter is most appliances, they have like a higher draw. So like if you were to run a microwave or let's say an air fryer or something, or a coffee machine, the wattage at the beginning it's like a surge, so it jumps up, which is what the inverter, why that inverter's got the 4,000 surge to jump up at the beginning.
Cool.
And then that way, once it gets up and it mellows down, then it can handle it. So you'll be away. Yeah.
Well, that's terrific.
So everything, all your power points are off there. And yeah, I think that's basically
it.
The system you're set to go.
That is awesome. You've fixed the Rock and Robin for us.
Yeah, well, look.
All upgraded and taking us into the future. Now, you know, people might think that they can say to you, I want 600 watts of solar, and I want 4 batteries, and I want this, that and the other. But the reality is, we had to work, and you always have to work with what you've got, where your existing wiring is, because otherwise one of the options was taking walls off the motorhome to put wiring through to get through to this system, where just because you want something doesn't mean to say you can have it.
No, 100%. And like, you know, you've got to work around that as well. Like, that's why we've moved the inverter closer to the battery, so we're getting the proper consumption. We're not getting an amperage loss through the wiring. We've gone a bit overkill on the wiring as well, just to compensate, because our 12 volt system is over here. I've gone a bit, not too overkill, but I've gone heavier than what I normally would.
So it's
just
more efficient.
Yeah, just so we're not losing, because the longer the cable is, you know, you get amperage loss and you get power loss. So heavier cable, less likely to lose anything. So what we've done we've just basically gone a slightly heavier wiring. Even with the wiring for the inverter kit alone, we've utilised one that we'd probably use for a 3,000 watt normally, just to make sure we're getting the max out of it.
Okay.
And I've done a because I've got a thermal camera, so I can do the checks of the cable, make sure there's no overheating, and everything was running perfectly.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, we must pack down and get going. We've got to get across that harbour bridge. Thank you so much for your work.
No worries.
And we'll talk to you again. Thank you.
Take care.
That was another great video from NZ Today, RV Travel Lifestyle magazine. Subscribe and follow our channel for more great videos. Follow us on Facebook. Thanks for your support.